do have 3 English streams going on right now. If you want to tune into other matches, I believe Peppy, as well as Mighty Kiwi and Chase, those 2 separate streams, they are currently in the lower bracket following their own respective matches.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Mighty Kiwi for Mighty Kiwi and Chase, twitch.tv/Peppy_H for, I believe, Peppy is solo casting.
Yes, yes. That he is. He offered if he wanted to join us here on the CranKy Ducklings. If things didn't go well, because if you remember, he actually casted last season's ANZ Champ qualifiers.
He did
with me, and it was a lot of fun. And I did recently get my 5Gs. I was like, yo, if I'm sick, then you can hop on. But everything was okay.
You ate the apples, and I'm glad. And speaking of apples, here we are in Jagannatha, KBBLE. We're at the bottom left-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner map. We have the blue Zerg player going for that 12th fool. He is going to be coming down all the way from the land of, I actually don't remember which city he's from, but representing Downfall Gaming, we have Chappy, and he's happy.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Jagannatha LE, we have the CranKy Duckling himself, the Australian Zerg player. He is red, representing, I already said it, the CranKy Ducklings. It is Oreo.
Those of you who don't know, before the match started, Chappy was in the lobby like, casting another CranKy Ducklings player, shaking my head. And we're like, Is this your offer to join CranKy, Chappy?
True. CranKy Duckling Chappy confirmed.
Then maybe.
There was a time where we considered Chappy. Not gonna lie. But you know, we are currently at capacity when it comes to how many Ducklings we can have. For those wondering, we of course do have our pro team, and we do pay our players a salary, and we would love to have more players on our team, not gonna lie, but you know.
That's why you need the exclamation mark Patreon in the chat for that to happen.
This is very true, as that 12 pull legs are across the map. Boys are being pulled for Oreo, and can he hold on to his natural?
Chappy is not calling Oreo's bluff whatsoever. Oreo is doing the dance very well, but oh no, the natural base is getting so low. It's down in the reds, and look at how Chappy is microing back. He may be able to get this, but now the links are getting surrounded, but the natural will go down.
The natural will go down, and a lot of the links, they will slip away as well. Oreo was trying to go for the surround, but unfortunately it did not happen there, and Chappy gets the base.
Gets the base, he supply caps Oreo. They're about even an army and a worker supply as Chappy gets his own natural base up and running. Disastrous start here for our red Zerg player.
And unfortunately, that gas is no longer being mined for Oreo. I was like, yo, the big advantage that Oreo is going to have is link speed. But he doesn't have the gas for it right now. So in a way, he doesn't have any advantage right now. Oh my god.
The opposite. Oh, he's actually trying to double expand right in the face of Chappy too. This is ballsy, but if it pays off big time.
What a madman. Okay, so again, Oreo is a very technical player, and he's intentionally not mining that gas so we could get a faster third base. So double expanding after losing your natural, I love it. It's so risky though, incredibly risky.
Got a decent link count for now. If he's actually able to just buy himself enough time, I can totally see Oreo getting away with this, but Chappy already has eyes on that third base, man. He's not happy about that going up.
Oh, that he does. And like, it's a quote-unquote risk for Oreo to take this third, but at the same time, he knows how late the gases are for Chappy, so it's not like he has link speed or bailing that's behind this. So yeah, he should be able to get away with this. Yeah, we'll see how this game turns out. Oh my god.
Yeah. I also Jagannatha, especially with slow links, you are not going to be across the map anytime soon. So yeah, Oreo should be able to get away with this.
That he is. Meanwhile, I apologize because I wasn't paying attention to your intro. Did you say Chappy was from Sydney?
Did I?
I don't know. I honestly don't know.
Melbourne. Look, it's down in the south. Melbourne and Sydney, they're like next to each other. They're both in the south.
It's fine. Again, as we all know, you know, we do have a bit of a gamer house going on in Melbourne with Probe, Runamuck, and Chappy. I say this every time. I wish they produced some content. Like there's so much potential there, right? But these guys are focusing on their own like jobs and stuff. Like, ugh.
What nerds?
I know, right? Nerds.
Damn it. Yeah, it is coming back to be Chappy boy. Ah, man. I remember the days when Ranamuck and Probe were advertising for a roommate.
Yeah. That did happen.
Pretty neat.
Meanwhile, Slowlings actually make it all the way into the main base of Chappy. Oreo gets a full scout of the main. Eventually, these things will be cleaned up, but he confirms that Link's speed is on the way. He also confirms that there is no lair and the Roach Warren.
Yeah. Once again, sees how low the gas count is for Chappy right now. So he just builds up a Roach count of his own. Again, it's kind of the lead that he'll be getting with that third base. Immediately evacuates once he sees Lynx making their way across the map.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, yo, there are a lot of Lings, and Oreo did skip his own Link speed. Oh my god, he has to be careful not to get surrounded. The Roach immediately backs off as he does wall off, and he may have to give up the space.
He's trying his best not to. Very good body blocking with his Lings, despite them being slow. Out of the Roaches are, it's just going to be that much more difficult for Chappy to get much damage, but with the Link speed, he's able to slip on through any defenses that Oreo has.
Yeah, that he does, but at least Oreo is able to hold on to his third base, right? And he's only lost a handful of workers. What's important is that Chappy goes in and he sees, oh my god, you already have a lair and it's been done for a while. So at least he was able to get that information. His own lair just finished up quite later compared to his opponent, but again, because of all the chaos that was ensuing, Glial Reconstitution was delayed for Oreo, so the difference between the timings of the two players isn't that big.
It really isn't. Chappy gets a fourth base of his own. Plenty more larva where that came from. Oreo, he's looking to go for an attack. He knows he's going to get Glial Reconstitution quicker, but with the defender's advantage, I'm not convinced he can break Chappy yet.
Not yet. Anyway, yo, these slowly run bys always get me. It's like 7 minutes slowly run by. Let's go.
Look, who needs a Link speed when you got speed zones?
Exactly. 4 ahead, mate. That's how you save some money. But yeah, Oreo, doing what he can with them as his Roach count is getting higher and higher, but he is starting to fall behind when it comes to the upgrades. I'm a little bit surprised. Even though he was on top of +1, mate, Chappy's already got both of his upgrades on the way.
Yeah, +2 and Carapace is Oreo trailing a little bit further behind on his own +2 range. These Links actually causing a lot of chaos here.
Yeah. 3 drones get picked off? 4 drones?
Well worth it, especially since he's not looking to keep those Lings any longer.
Yeah. Like, especially against low Lings, I'm so surprised. Like, when it comes to map vision, as we can see, like, there are overlords scattered all over the place. Like, these players should be able to spot all these run-bys coming. Again, as we see Chappy moving out, and Oreo has eyes on everything. Oh, God.
And speaking of run-bys, Chappy has a much bigger army right now. Very good concave right on top of the speed zones, and it looks like Chappy is just going to completely collapse on the army of Oreo.
Yeah, exactly. Oreo, he was trying to come back from losing his natural base in the beginning of the game, and he could not. GG gets called.
Very good stutter stepping too coming out from Chappy, but yeah, that was a very significant lead that Chappy got very early on, and Oreo, to be fair, was doing a really good job bridging that gap. There was actually a bit of a timing there where he might have been able to overtake Chappy when it came to upgrades at the very least, and just continue to be more and more ahead. But as you were saying, a lot of chaos happened when that time was meant to happen, and
yeah,
Oreo was unable to take the advantage.
And even with double expanding as quickly as he did and getting his third base saturated as quickly as he did, like, it was so important that Chappy was, for example, able to force the drones off the mineral line, right? Like, there was so much lost mining time at the third base as well, so Oreo did struggle to catch back up, and he was cutting so many corners, right? Not just with the fast third base, but also skipping Link speed as well. He was doing everything that he could, but it goes to show, especially on a map like Jagannatha, because of the speed zones as well, like, counterattacks can hit so much faster, and he just didn't have enough. What a game.
What a game indeed. I may be getting another one that's similar here. as we load into Oxide.
Oh boy.
And speaking of Oxide, that's the map that we're looking into, yeah. In the bottom left-hand corner, map starting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the blue Zerg player coming out for the land of Melbourne. He currently has both Run Amok and Probe on opposite ends of his shoulders right now. I like to imagine. I have to imagine what advice you're giving him. He is going to be representing Downfall Gaming as well as the Pez clan of Divine. Everybody get happy. It's Chappy.
And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Oxide ALE, we have the Australian Zerg player. He is red, representing the CranKy Ducklings. Ooh, going for a pool first. Okay, it is Oreo.
Not an overly aggressive pool first, but a pool first. It feels a lot more like a safety pool.
Yeah, it does, yeah. 100%.
After that Jagannatha game, yeah. This does not want to be caught losing a natural base again. And Chappy is not going for that. He is kind of already in the mind of Oreo, so this can only go well for our blue Zerg player. It's
one of those things where Chappy's already won the mental battle, you know? Like, Oreo, his economy is going to be hindered because of his opener here. So yeah. I mean, there's a reason why, even at the beginning of the tournaments, we were talking about with the qualifier, I should say, we were like giving praise to Chappy, and you were saying that even though we would both say that Oreo is the best Zerg, Chappy has some of the best ZvZ.
Without a doubt. It's basically the Australian Crimson, if you want to call it that. Absolute sniper in ZvZ.
Oh boy, and we'll see if Oreo can come back here. You know, he does make a handful of lings, you know, with his pool first, but only 4 of them. He's going to be sending them across the map. Ideally, he gets a couple of drone kills, but again, that's the ideal. Chappy should be able to minimize the damage. He should be able to keep his drones alive.
Yeah, and I will say that at the very least for Oreo, going for a pool first, pool gas like that does mean that he has a lot of options going forward. He can be the first player to get the Baneling nest if he so decided to, or the Roach Warren. So it's not like he's putting himself too far behind with the pool first.
Exactly. You know, he gets a full scout off at least, confirms what the opener is. He also forced some lost mining time. If you notice, Chappy pulled the boys from his natural, and he does get a drone.
Yeah, not too bad. Does get a pretty full scout, Oreo does, but unfortunately he misses the Baneling nest as Chappy gets that only after the Lynx leave the base.
Oh, and that's important. That's that's a fast Baneling nest, and Oreo doesn't know. My God, Oreo is a madman, and he's going for a fast lair.
I mean, I was gonna say, you know, maybe Roaches can take some Baneling shots, or if he has enough time, then Mutas can pop out, but the Lynx already make it through, and they will confirm the lair timing. Chappy is running circles around Oreo.
Chappy sees everything, and there was a bit of a misplacement as well when it comes to the buildings, as there wasn't even a secure wall on the left-hand side. So Chappy has all the information he needs right now. And Oreo, he did confirm the 3rd base, right? He's well aware of that. But the likelihood of him getting away with like any kind, so we've seen this from Oreo before. I imagine he's still going to be committing to Roaches. I'd be shocked if he throws down the Spire. It'd be crazy. I kind of want it though.
I was gonna say that doesn't mean he won't do it.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But no, Oreo does have his head screwed on tight, so he is the more sensible thing of getting the Roach Warren and +1 range.
And there is a lot you can do with this. Again, this does get scouted. Chappy, he confirms that the Roach Warren is researching, so he knows that Roach Speed is on the way. Sure, there is a world where maybe hidden behind this there is a Spire, and Chappy doesn't have 100% information, so that's always a possibility. But for the most part, he's aware of what there is.
Yeah, gonna be working on his defenses a bit. Chappy looking to meet Oreo's Roaches with Roaches of his own, but Oreo's definitely looking to hit a timing with +1 in Galile. Which is going to finish up very, very soon. A lot quicker than last game.
Yeah. I mean, he can hit a very strong timing with it. Let's be real here, especially with Roach Speed. but he needs to accomplish something with it because of how far down he is in workers, right? His third base is so late in comparison. Oh boy, and we do have a couple of Ravagers being morphed in. The upgrades are finishing up here, and yeah, Oreo's moving out.
Pulling the trigger.
Oh my
no,
God.
the lane's actually slowing down to push a little bit. Because why not? Chappy buys himself a little bit more breathing room to get a spine crawler out. A couple roaches are getting in position. We'll have the defensive advantage, but it's quite a lot of Ravagers.
What I will say is that Chappy's response is a little bit late. Like, he scouted like the upgrades earlier, and you can introduce that a push is coming. So this spine, as a reaction, like it should have been done by now, is what I guess what I'm saying. Regardless, though, there isn't a large army here. These Ravagers can do something. They can accomplish something, but Oreo, he's working on the next step.
Can accomplish something like miling down a Overlord like that, yeah. I don't like what you're saying here. Oreo is not overly committed to this push. Obviously, it would be a nice timing, but, you know, +2 range timing, also very potent, as Oreo just continues to get a larger and larger army. He doesn't want to overextend at all into that spine.
Yeah, and what I will say is that what he did accomplish, which I do love, is that he kind of like bluffed aggression, and he forced Chappy to respond, right? Chappy cut drone production. He made a spine crawler, right? Like, he was scared of an attack, and Oreo wasn't as committed. Instead, he was droning up to the point where now Oreo has caught up when it comes to workers, and now he can focus on his army. Not just his army, but also focus on that next upgrade timing.
Yeah, +2 already halfway done. +1 Carapace has finished up, so regardless, Oreo has a bit of an advantage once the engagement happens. Oh, Chappy getting a little bit caught out here. Much better concave for Oreo for now, anyway.
Yeah. Mate, some questionable moves there by Chappy, trading very inefficiently. He also saw that he was down in upgrades when he committed to the fight anyway.
Yeah, I guess maybe just a bit of a mistiming with Galile, try to poke in, see what he can get done, and then retreat, but yeah, unfortunately, Oreo decided to press the attack before Galile could finish up.
Exactly, and this is so important because, again, +2, it's about to finish up. The reinforcements are on the way.
Uh-oh. Chappy was behind on upgrades earlier, but now it is going to be insane. The Bile's doing such a good job of zoning out the flanking roaches. Chappy trying to get us around, but not quite getting it.
Oh my god, the Biles are beautiful here from Oreo. He just keeps zoning out the flanks, and now the reinforcements come in. He has a massive upgrade advantage, and GG gets called.
Oreo ties up that series sideways, 1-1.
Mate, so that entire time, if you saw Chappy, he was trying to sneak around and he was trying to get on top of those Ravagers. He was trying desperately, but every single time there were Biles to stop him, and that was a great dance that they had there.
It was. It was very what's a safe word I can use? Passionate. Let's go with that.
We can say like a lustful dance. Like what were you going for there? Oh my god.
But yeah, it's so important to get on top of those Ravagers, especially when you're the player with a lower Ravager count. This Biles, as Oreo demonstrated, can really turn the tides, but even just the DPS potential of Ravagers alone is something worth respecting. Unfortunately, it's really hard to target them down without mutas or something.
Yeah. Honestly, that was a really great response there by Oreo. Like after kind of being down in the early game, after being down when it came to bases and workers, like he was able to hit his timing. And even though Chappy had a lot of information going into it, like he was kind of forced to react in a certain way, and that was a really nicely played game there by Oreo.
It really was. So I was so hyped to get into this particular seeding match. Best player in all of Australia, best Zerg player in all of Australia against arguably the second best player in all, Zerg player in all of Australia, who also happens to be the best ZvZ player in all of Australia. Go back and forth quite a bit.
Yeah, they're definitely up there.
And speaking of back and forth, we are back here on Lightshade LE. We're in the bottom right-hand corner map, starting all the way in the bottom right-hand corner. We have the blue Zerg player coming down from the land of Melbourne. I almost said LE. He is going to be representing Downfall Gaming. DFG! Everybody get your clappies. It's Chappy.
And spawning in the top left-hand corner of Lightshade LE, we have the Australian Zerg player. He is red, representing the CranKy Ducklings, looking to make his opponents go, uh-oh. It is Oreo. Also, feels bad, man. You were talking about like, yo, Probe and Run Amok, you know, giving Chappy advice, you know, maybe like giving him like a massage in between games and prepping him. And then Run Amok's in the chat, he's like, nah, zero advice. If he dies, he dies. It's like, oh my god.
That was bad. See, I was gonna go into a whole like, I like to imagine that Run Amok is actually giving like, Chappy legitimate constructive advice, and Probe is just there giving him anime recommendations.
Probe is like in the lounge room waiting. He's got Crunchyroll like loaded up. He's like, yo, come on guys, it's time for the anime marathon. Get through it. Oh god.
Not a weep though.
Yeah, not a weep. Not a weep. Of course not. What are you on about? Shaking my head. How many anime characters has he cosplayed as now? How many? Oh god. He did Nier Automata as well, if you remember.
He did.
Yeah.
On top of my head, I can remember Nier Automata and Sailor Moon.
Yeah, Sailor Moon's the big one.
I think he did One Piece at one point, but don't remember the character.
Best player in Australia. I see representative.
Yep. That's who we're sending to the stage, yeah. To the stage to represent us.
It's amazing. It's just amazing.
I love it when both him and Haas are the respective representatives of their regions.
Well, I can't wait. I can't wait personally for offline events to come back, because they will meet now and with their newfound love for anime, and I don't know what's gonna happen when that happens.
They will both have the Razor Cat headphones. You know they will.
Oh my god. I don't think the world is ready for Probe and Haas to unite.
Meanwhile, Chappy's getting a Baneling Nest.
Yeah. We have some standard openers here from Chappy. You know, third bases from both players are on time, and Chappy, he's not cutting any corners, going for that safety Baneling Nest. Meanwhile, Oreo skipping the Baneling Nest entirely. Not just that, but making a massive wave of lings to try and harass that third.
Oh. Kind of a page off of Demi's MO. Deny your opponent's third base for as long as possible with lings. Meanwhile, just work on your transition back at home. He is going for roaches, which hasn't failed him yet in this series.
Oh, it hasn't, not yet. Meanwhile, the Banelings are now being morphed in, and it looks like they will finish up. Or he has to be so careful here as they're about to finish. Oh god.
Thankfully, Oreo did back away in time. A little bit of pressure being applied on that third base, just making Chappy reconsider whether or not he wanted to send drones there. Meanwhile, oh, that is how you do a Baneling run by, though.
Yeah, oh my god. Chappy finding the room to make Banelings offensively across the map and counterattack with them. That's insane. And now he's forcing Oreo all the way back, forcing Oreo even to make his own Baneling Nest.
Yeah, he released the defense as Chappy. He is still joining up, all right. That he is halfway to just hold down that Z key, but yeah, he is definitely thinking ahead here.
Exactly. Now he is the one who's aggressive, and he wants the third base, but the roaches pop out just in time here for Oreo, and Oreo is able to push Chappy back.
Yeah, not quite enough lings to get surrounds on top of those roaches.
Yeah, not quite. Speaking of surrounds, Chappy does overwhelm the lings of Oreo again. Even though the Baneling Nest is done for Oreo, he doesn't have any prepared at the third base, because you know what? The roaches are already sneaking across the map, went past all the lings of Chappy.
And what is the defense? Non-existent.
He just strolls into the natural.
Like, so all the lings are forced back, but kind of forcing themselves into a sandwich here with the lings of Oreo still pressing the attack. Roaches of Chappy are falling just as they hatch. And now forced to pull the boys. That's a sign of desperation here in the defense. That is how you know you really need supply.
Oh my, exactly. The pure zoning from Oreo was insane. They're able to keep the Lings away, make sure his roaches did not get surrounded, and GG gets called.
Oreo now on match point. And again, as a reminder, both players have already qualified, so this is purely for seeding purposes, but yeah, that can really, being the difference between the number 1 seed and the number 2 seed can definitely make a difference. It will affect like the order of vetoes, if I'm not mistaken. So
it will affect the order of vetoes. It'll affect what group you end up in as well. Yep. Like, oh my god, and that does matter. There are players that do want to avoid certain matchups, right? Like, who really wants to play against Probe, other than Mighty Kiwi?
Caesar, Mighty Kiwi, Caesar, Pez beat Probe in the group stage, didn't he?
Oh, he did not. He didn't.
Remember. No, he didn't. I might have dreamt that. Somebody beat Probe in the group stage. Mighty Kiwi beat Probe in the playoffs.
He did. That he did. If you're talking about the group stage, that was Hut. If you remember.
That was Hut.
Yeah. That's why it's a bit of a shame. We brought this up earlier, but Hut, he is not competing in season 2 of ANZ Champs, despite him being a very innovative player and just very strong in his own respect. Yeah, like, we love Hut here. It's a shame that he's not going to be a part of it.
Yeah, definitely one of the most, I would say one of the most naturally talented players in the region itself. And it really goes to show because he, as you were saying, a very innovative, very stylistic player. He very rarely plays according to the meta. I think in a best of 5, he'll play a standard build like maybe once, and then the rest of the 4 games he will do his own thing, and it'll work out well for him anyway.
Yeah. So I hope that isn't the end of Hut. I hope we are able to see him maybe next year. I hope there's something that is maybe able to reinvigorate his passion for StarCraft. But for now, we are still in this seeding match here. Both players have qualified, and one of them could take the whole series here.
Yeah, they could. Or another one might. As we potentially conclude our seeding match here on 2,000 atmospheres. LE, we're in the bottom left-hand corner map, fighting all the way in the bottom left-hand corner of the red Zerg player coming down from the land of Melbourne. There with his Angel and Devil question mark. I'm sure this Probe.
He's the Angel.
Hanging around there. Oh, obviously. Representing Downfall Gaming, DFG. Everybody's getting happy down under, because it's Chappy.
It's spawning in the top right-hand corner of 2,000 atmospheres LE. We have the Australian Zerg player. He is red, representing the CranKy Ducklings, up 2-1 in this best of 5. Just needs un momento, por favor, to take the entire series. It is Oreo.
No mind games at play whatsoever. Both players respecting their opponents. You can see that Oreo's brain is kind of being reset in a sense.
Say brain reset, I say confidence restored, mate. That's
what I say. That's the one. Yep. He managed to kick Chappy out of his brain.
Yeah, and we could see even when making the lobbies, like, Chappy was a little bit rattled there. He did forget game heart.
And that is going to be weighing on his mind as his game plays out. Like, no, Seal's going to yell at me. It's okay, Chappy, you're not a duckling yet. Seal can't yell at you.
It's okay, Steel yells at everyone and everything.
Massive clouds.
Feels bad, man. Feels bad. Need to put him in a home at some point, Yaku. We need
yells at imaginary maintenance.
Oh god. Yeah. I love how seriously he took that as well. He's like, no, I know what I saw. There's maintenance today. And we're like, Steel, what are you talking about? What are you Oh my god.
The thing is, it was a real warning. It just, I guess, was a bug, question mark, because because I don't know if anybody else got it, but to me, being it for a second this morning was like, on Monday we will have maintenance, but then I refreshed the BattleNet launcher and then it disappeared.
Yeah. Shout out to Steel Mold. He was casting Sea Duckling Open less than 24 hours ago on this channel, and yeah, he was. We were a little bit concerned, or he was concerned because he saw an announcement of a maintenance with StarCraft, but no one else did.
That would potentially clash with the tournament. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the BNet launcher is just going a little crazy for some people because that's definitely a warning that does flash every now and then.
Yeah. Was it a BNet launcher warning? Was Steel Mold just seeing things again?
Well.
Was it a little bit of both? You know, I just.
He actually saw like the download button, and in his mind that was a warning for maintenance.
Oh god.
A lot of legs we made here for Oreo, but
yeah, again, this right now, what we're seeing is a mirror of the previous game. Oreo did skip the Bailey Nest, he's making a massive wave of lings, and there's a Roach Horn behind this. Meanwhile, Chappy, with a little more of a standard opening, does have his own Bailings, and yeah, he's gonna be looking to try and hold on to his third base. Can he respond a little bit better here to how Oreo approaches this game?
Yeah, I feel like the initial defense from Chappy in that previous game was looking really, really well. This time, would have been great too, but unfortunately the Banelings were trailing behind a little bit. Oreo able to get a ton of damage on top of this base. Ooh! I'm trying to snipe the Banes as best he can.
Yeah, and so far I love this from Chappy. So Chappy, he holds with only 2 Banelings, and his Roach Warren is much faster compared to the previous game. He knows that this is going to be a follow-up Roach push, and now he's looking to get ready for it.
Or is there? Well, most likely there will be, but let's say Oreo is making a lot of lings, and the Baneling Nest is on the way. He might be looking to fight Ling Bane with some Ling Bane and have the Roaches clean up. He's got a lot of options, to say the least. He does.
But the Roaches, they're about to show up here at the third base. We do have a Spine on the way, so again, Chappy taking this very seriously. A Spine even at the natural, preparing for the worst, preparing for his third base to just be taken out, and he's even looking to give it up, right? The Queen evacuates.
Yeah, it's definitely an unfortunate trade here for Chappy, but at the very least, he's still going to be alive, and you can get away with quite a bit on 2 bases in a ZvZ. It all depends on how you decide to counterattack.
Yeah, exactly. And ooh, Oreo actually doesn't go for the third. He wants to go for the kill. Bailings are rolling on in. Second Spine is on the way.
Let's try to draw out the legs into a very compromised position as much as possible. He wants to jump on top of them with his Banelings, but the reinforcing links of Oreo are looking to meet the links of Chappy.
Yeah, exactly. They do end up meeting. Meanwhile, Oreo a little bit indecisive, right? He hasn't dealt any damage. He didn't even kill the third yet. He needs to do something.
And something is being done right now as he chases the Roaches all the way into a corner. Oreo still needs to be worried about the legs of Chappy. Not anymore.
Oh my god, but the rest are coming in, but the Baileys were kept alive, and the Baileys will be used on those lings. I can't believe Oreo kept them alive the entire time, and he breaks through the natural.
Just about doubling the army supply of Chappy right now as more lings make their way across the map. Roaches as well, the weakened ones, are being turned into Ravagers. Such a good choke point that Oreo is utilizing in the natural base. Chappy fighting with everything he's got. He doesn't want this to be how the seeding match ends, but he will have to give it up. Oreo takes that series 3-1. Very well played. Things are definitely looking very shaky for him at the start of this series. You know, very, very, very rough start. Chappy running away with that first game and even striking a little bit of fear into Oreo, getting into his head a little in game number 2. We thought history was going to repeat itself a little, where Oreo might try to mind game Chappy, but end up mind gaming himself, and Chappy ending up mind gaming Oreo. But it was not the case this time. Oreo, solid as a rock, solid as an Oreo, and as you dunk in the milk, it will never break. That's very impressive when you dunk it in the milk. Solid. Takes that series 3-1.
There you go. GG, well played. I was honestly concerned. I was concerned with how long it was taking for Oreo to pull the trigger. He was waiting for some reinforcements. I also, I don't know if you recall, but there was a moment there where Oreo started pushing to the natural and the banelings were running forward as well. And I was worried that he was going to end up wasting those banelings on roaches or spines or something, and the Lings of Chappy were going to come in and clean up. But Oreo was so patient with his banelings. I was shocked. I was like, oh my god, they're still there. And when the Lings finally came in, then the banelings came into play.
Control.
Wow.
Yeah, very nicely done there.